Hi, I'm Wolf, and this is Arcanaignition. The moon is a waning gibbous, and I'm going to read some tarot for you. The question I'm answering today is a question from my mom, and it's almost identical to the question I answered in my last video, which was from my sister. So my mom and my sister are going through the same thing right now, and my mom wants to know what would help me get from now through the election. What attitude and what emotion? And my sister's question, which I answered in my previous video, was, how do I get through to November 3rd? So they're pretty much the same question, but they're going to have two different answers because you're two different people, and the way you make it through this incredibly difficult time in the history of the United States, in your own life, and all these things that are happening is going to depend on your personal resources and your personal options. So maybe it'll be helpful for you to read the previous cards that I pulled for Lou. And if you're watching and you're wondering how you're going to get through this absurd moment until we see what happens on the other side of November 3rd, maybe one of these videos is helpful, maybe both are, or maybe you need your own reading on it. So Mom, I'm using the Shadowscape tarot deck. I just started using this deck and it's very whimsical and lush. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot. And I'm going to use it to answer your question. What will help you get from now through the election? What attitude? What emotion? All right, the first card I'm pulling for you is Three of Swords. And Three of Swords is sadness, heartbreak, crying. Three of Swords is when things just don't work out the way we wanted them to, and it hurts a whole lot. The next card I'm pulling for you Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about being offered abundance and being offered some kind of emotional joy, adventure thing, and being really okay without it. Being chill, blasé, meh, take it or leave it. In this deck, we've got a mermaid, and there are a couple fairies bringing these cups full of who knows what kind of delicious ambrosia nectar down from the gods, and this mermaid's kind of like, meh, that's cool. And the last card I'm pulling for you the Empress. And the Empress is the feminine, creative, divine. The Empress is childbirth and pregnancy and Mama Gaia providing all the green things on this planet and all the flying, crawling, creeping, running things on this planet, and throwing this entire ecosystem into the juice to see what comes out of it and what happens. She's creation energy, and she's feminine creation energy. And in this deck, she's got this ring of butterflies. Butterflies are a heavy-handed way of describing metamorphosis. And what does it mean that she has a ton of it? A whole basket full of butterflies, and she is launching them into the sky. I I think it means that creation is how we change things, and change is how we create things. This card asks you to tap into your personal creation energy, the things you are able to make. Okay, let's look at the three of these cards together to help you find an emotion or an attitude or both that can help you get from now through the election. So, we've got pain, sorrow, sadness in the Three of Swords. We've got blasé, disinterest in the Four of Cups. And we have this creator, feminine archetype in the Empress. And how are they interacting? I'm reading these cards right now as past, present, future. And I think that's the most helpful way to see this sequence. Because we can see that you have been very badly hurt by the absurdity of our current political situation. It has caused you pain. And as a result, where you are is kind of checked out. I think both these attitudes and emotions are helping you. The fact that you have mourned and been sad about this sad situation, and also where you are right now with a kind of take it or leave it attitude. There's so much coming at you, and the most helpful way you found to react to it is by not being that impressed. It's exhausting to be super impressed and super shocked all the time, and a lot of us have gotten shock saturated. We can't really handle any more emotion about this situation, so can take it with a, all right, I see that attitude. It's where we're going from this that gets exciting. Where your spirit can be the most at peace with this past of pain and with this present of disinterest, and how you can take these things that are happening, these things that sometimes feel unbearable, these things that are confusing and scary, and you can use it to create a world, create yourself, create the projects which you want to see, create the things which you want to have exist. A great attitude and emotion for you is a creator energy. Like, what can you make right now in this situation with these tools, with these limitations, in this position? What can you make? So the attitudes and emotions that can help you get through the time from now until the election are attuning to your pain, being okay and enjoying your disinterest, and throwing it all into your creative endeavors. All right, I am excited to see what you make. I hope this reading helps. If you're watching this and you are looking at these cards and you have a different alternative reading for my mom and how she can get through from now to the election, feel free to post in the comments. If you would like to know every time I post a video, click follow. And if you have a question for me, send it to arcanaignition@gmail.com.